What's up, guys? Welcome to the 10th episode of the Fourth Fake Guru podcast. Today, we have a true hustler. So, in the last 3-4 years that he's been running Turo, he has made around $300K a year with 30 cars. But after being done with that, he started educating others on how to change their life using Turo. 800 members on school, changing people's lives. This guy, like I said, is literally what it says on his shirt, a hustler. So let's jump into it. Trevor, welcome to the podcast.
Man, yes, sir. It's a pleasure being here. First off, I want to thank both of you. We've done some business together, and without you guys, like kind of putting that audience in front of me, I just got to make sure that you guys get your flowers, So I appreciate you too. Yeah, it's a pleasure being here, and I appreciate the invite.
I know it's been a long journey for you, man. I know you've been hustling for a long time.
Yes, sir.
You're still hustling
every day.
I respect hustlers. And I think the fact that you moved to Tampa, you're ready to hustle into a new environment and change more lives.
Facts.
So welcome to Tampa as well, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a beautiful experience so far. Like I said, you got to kind of sometimes get out of that shell. So my shell was like keeping me back home. And I knew for me to elevate to the next level, right, I had to go move and take advantage of opportunities in other areas. That way I could meet great people like yourselves, you know what I mean, that can actually elevate me to that next level. So it was a risk that I had to take. And it's paid off so far. We're living good. We're getting opportunities that I've never imagined being from where I'm from. I love my hometown, right? I love my city, but it's a lot different when you, I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana. So
okay.
Yeah, it's a lot different out here. We don't have palm trees and stuff down there. We got buildings and bullets coming at you. You know what I mean? Like, I love the palm trees and the calm lacs. Shout out to my city. I love y'all. Keep grinding.
You know what I think is, go ahead.
Go ahead.
What I think is so funny is a lot of people, they come up with the excuse that their city is maybe not as big as something like Miami or LA or whatever. Mm-hmm. And that's like one of the biggest excuses that they take when it comes to building their business. Mm-hmm. But I feel like for you, that didn't matter. You used your hometown as like a HQ, like a base.
Exactly.
Built the business, validated it, and then moved to the big leagues.
Yeah, you gotta take that extra step. Some people just stay in the same spot because they can get content, right? Like I love back home. All the networks that I made, all the connections and people that I've, you know what I mean, done business with and shared wins with. It's a great feeling back home, but sometimes you can't be content with just what you have. You actually have to elevate. And the only way to elevate is you have to make that move. You have to take that leap of faith, right? And go all the way in. And so that's what I decided to do. Don't let your hometown feel as if like you can't make it in your hometown, because you definitely can. And it just like how the picture you just painted, that was my base, my headquarters. I did what I did, made a lot of moves, and it was time to elevate. So you got to take the step.
How did you stumble upon like this opportunity? Like, how did you start with the Turo thing?
To be honest, I really didn't know a lot about Turo before I came into it. I had mentioned this before. I was like brand new into the game. I really discovered credit first and how powerful credit was. Like, everybody knows cash is king, but credit is true power. So it kind of put me into a position to where I could do a lot more and earn a lot more revenue having a good credit position. Mm-hmm. So once I got my credit in line, right, and I went ahead and I ran some credit stacking plays. I got access to funding. That way I could start a business. Turo seemed to be something that sparked my interest because I knew about Airbnb. I felt it was saturated, right? But it's really not. You know what I mean? People think that it's saturated, but it's not. I had some Airbnb units as well. But Turo felt like Airbnb, but for cars. And then I like driving all these fancy cars, you know what I mean? Like Trackhawks, Hellcats, Lambo trucks, Audis and stuff like that. So I felt like if I could drive those vehicles that I want to be seen in absolutely free because I've turned it into a business to generate revenue, then it's a win-win. You know what I mean? I can drive the vehicles for free and make money off of them. It just seemed like something I should take advantage of, especially since I was positioned in that to go take a risk. So that way I don't fail. At the end of the day, I could always get rid of them vehicles. I could offload them, sell them. I could JV them, or I can, have somebody owner finance them, things like that. But having the funding, the credit, everything to back me, it just made my risk like, hey, I'm about to do it.
So when you started, like, how did you start? What was the process look like? Like, what is the first car you bought, and what was the process look like? Was it hard in the beginning? Did you lose money in the beginning?
It actually, because that's kind of like how I've been able to create a system that I have now. It's because I did go through the wrong processes. Like, as in, I could have had my credit a little bit better. I could have had a lot more access to funding. I came from like 500 low credit score area up to like 770, like within a couple months, probably like 3 to 6 months, I want to say. And then I had got like a 20K card. So I felt like 20,000 on a credit card with a 700 score. I felt like I was good. But if I would have known that I could be positioned a little bit better, had more funding to back me, 100K, 200K, because there's things that you got to do, like partnerships like this. When you want to pay somebody to, to be able to market your product and put your product in front of people's eyes, 20K wasn't heavy enough for the business as a whole. So I made that mistake, right? And then I actually put all the first amount of cars. I had 6 cars. My first car I bought was a Kia Telluride Prestige line. It was the top of the line Kia Telluride. And then I went and turned around and bought like 4 more. I bought a Corvette, 2 Teslas. I had a GMC Sierra, and I had a GMC Terrain. So I had all those, but they were on my personal. So it kind of fumbled up my personal credit. Like now I'm in a position to where it was like, damn, this is new to credit. I have to let it sit in the garden. I have to let it build before I can actually add any more debt. So it kind of stopped me. So all I did was turn around and run the play with my wife. Like now, because I'm like learning the play. I'm going through this stuff. I'm doing these type of things. It's not like I'm gathering the knowledge and the information and like putting out. No, I'm actually a testimony. I've done this stuff. So when I did it with my wife, it only got better. Every student that came after that, it got more and more flawless. So now that's how I was able to have the system, because I done went through it. I already know the play. So now it's like, hey, here's the blueprint, run the play.
Okay. So you didn't have a mentor when you started or anything like that?
Not at all.
Okay.
I didn't even buy a mentorship. I didn't even know anything about that world. You know what I mean? I was coming from old school hustling. Like I came back to social media. I've only been on social media for about a year. Like I've really been grinding out on social media, get my stuff back. I was off social media for 5 years. I didn't know anything about mentorships, courses, ad spend. I didn't know anything about that. I was like literally old school hustle, military. I was obviously in a lot of trouble as a juvenile delinquent, right? I got in a lot of trouble. I didn't really have a father figure at home, so I didn't have the guidance I needed, So I went to the military. I was in there for like 8 years. You already know, trading that time, like you there every single day, right? After that, I went to the military. And after the military, I did a little bit of oil field work. I went to the oil field. And then I went back to the railroad. Then the railroad was like the final straw of where I was at, that I was like, damn, I'm wasting so much time. So I'm like, it was like old school shit. You know what I mean? Old school hustle. Now that I know I can make, I was literally like 9 to 5, man, 12-hour days, 15, 16-hour days, making like maybe 130 a year, 150 a year with the railroad. And I touched that just by having assets and access to credit. Ran up like 260K with my wife in credit. So that's a year of my time. If I was working, I might as well use that credit that's a year of my time paid. If I have to pay bills, I can use the 240 that I was making. That's double what I was making working a 9 to 5. So I can just use this for this whole year to try shit until something blows up and works. And it just so happened to be, the mentorship in Turo and everything as a whole.
What was the biggest driver though? Because 130 is pretty good. Like a lot of people don't make 130 a year, What really like made you be like, all right, I'm not gonna do this for the rest of my life?
Man, it was actually the time, bro. If I could have started this way earlier and learned all the game way earlier, it's honestly the time, having time back with my family. You know what I mean? I have a wife, I have 3 kids, and to me, they really mean the most. That's what I'm out here doing this for. When I'm on this, right, this is a distraction to most people. They get caught with the dopamine and they're caught in this phone. But if you can use this phone to make you some money, why not be on it all the time? At any point, I can make 5, 10, 20, 30K just off of this phone. So this is actually a tool. So when I get caught up in my phone, when I'm spending time with my family, I'm actually working. I'm trying to make sure that they're good. I want them to be good. I want to pave the way for my daughters. They should know credit. They're going to know credit. Not they should, they're going to know credit. They're going to know funding. They're going to know how to operate a business. They're going to know how to build an audience on social media, because we're not trying to keep them in the same things that we did coming up. That's how you break the curse of the generational wealth curse. Like if you go against the grain, do what's not ordinary. School, we know what school is there. School is there to just teach you how to learn something from a system that teaches you how to learn to work for somebody else. Like we can be in complete control of our whole destiny. Bro, you're the boss. You're the boss. You know what I mean? You're a boss and you're a boss. So you create the pathway. It matters what you think. Who cares about what everybody else thinks? Rules are meant to be broken, bro. Laws are meant to be broken. There's just things like that. You can't, you know what I mean? You can't wipe inquiries and get 10K and then wipe your hard inquiries and get another 10K. That's how you credit stack. That's the gym. Listen, if you want to run up a bag on credit, listen, this is what I'm going to tell you. Run the play. I got a hard inquiry wipe. It's totally free. I give it to all my community members for free. You apply, get them inquiries wiped the next day. If they usually fall off in 24 to 72 hours, then you apply again. Then you do that for the whole month and run up as much money as you can. It's not illegal. It's frowned upon because nobody does it. It's only frowned upon from your perspective or your perspective or your perspective. My perspective is like, I'm gonna get this money because that's what we have access to. That is, the system is there for us to use. The people who don't want to use it, I just don't know why you wouldn't use it, but that's the system. Yeah. Good credit, funding, go get some assets and start. I mean, that's what real estate is. Yeah. Get the assets and generate the revenue. But that's play credit stack.
That's actually very interesting. I mean, obviously, this is a lot of information for you to learn by yourself. Correct. And I can see that you're very big into family, and that's like your everything, and that's your 100%. Why and everything. When it comes, and I also heard you mention that growing up you didn't have a father figure. So I wanna take everything back to day one, where how everything started, your childhood, how you grew up, why you are the way you are, because you do move at a frequency that the average person doesn't move on.
Correct, yeah.
You do move quickly, you're making moves, and you have like one clear goal, and it's like, take care of my family. So take us back to day one, bro.
Man, it's about to get funky now. So look, obviously I'm coming from a single parent household. So that alone is already tough. It's tough on my mom, trying to provide for me and my sister, right? I have a sibling. And like just her, I saw her dedication and her work ethic and everything that she did to try to provide for us. But at a certain point, I'm trying to fill that role as the person that's like needs to take charge. I didn't do it in the best of ways, right? Like I'm out not wanting to go to school. I'm wanting to hustle. I want to make money. I got introduced to the streets at a young age, 14 years old. I was introduced to the street life and just hustling. You know what I mean? Like, well, yeah, that's for another episode. But yeah, like I done some stuff that really just, I touched a lot of money and was like, damn, if that's how it works, right? If I can learn, I heard this before. I forgot who said it, but like if you can sell drugs, which is illegal, then you could sell anything, bro, because you're not even supposed to be selling that. You can't market it. You can't go host a big venue and say, hey, I got the best weed on the planet. You can't do that. So you got to work, just being able to do that and having that skill, you're a true hustler, bro. So I touched a lot of money and I was like, damn, I really like this lifestyle. And then I have a personality of like, I'm like super positive. So that helped me on coming up and meeting new faces and meeting people. I'm outgoing. I'm not shy of conversation. I talk to people. I vibe with people. I can pick up people's energy and be like, damn, you know what? I can rock with that dude. If the energy is bad or if it's just not a good vibe, I just cut them off. Like there's no, you know what I mean? That's a waste of time, bro. And it's a waste of energy for me. So that helped me coming up as well, just like on the type of people that I surround myself with, you know? I want to say that probably gave me the most drive that I have. I've seen my mama struggle, right? My dad struggles. There's another family member who like, he does really well. Like, and he kind of takes the lead for the family. When we were younger, my grandpa took that lead. He passed away. So then my uncle started taking the lead for the family. And I just kind of want to be that role, as in like, let me get super good. Like, let me get super great. That way all my family's good. Everybody got a mansion. Everybody's got assets. Everybody's got good credit. Everybody's got, access to funding. Things like that is that's kind of what drives me the most. And I got these daughters, bro. Like they're already women for one. They're already girls, So like having a easier pathway in life and easier guidance in life, coming from a man's standpoint, I feel it's like super important. So that's really what it came from. I was thrown in already and I just kept elevating from there. Now illegal. Now it goes back to legal, and now everything is the same thing. I'm still hustling. I'm still I'm still hustling. I'm still networking. I'm still doing things, but now it's just on an official, a legal standpoint. So that's really what gave me the drive. That gave me the motivation. And we've been working, bro. We've been working.
Did you ever get in trouble?
Yeah, I have. I've been to jail a couple times, right? Growing up, and that's kind of like what made me want to join the military. So after I joined the military, I was able to change my life. I think I joined the military I joined in 2008. So I want to say I was like maybe like 18 or 19 or 21 coming in. I can't do the math. I'm born in 89, joined the military in 2008. It was a while back, right? Like, so that kind of is what straightened me out in a way. It gave me that guidance, right? Like I didn't have a father figure, and I'm not respecting the people who were older than me in my family that was trying to treat me as a father figure. I mean, trying to be a father figure. I wasn't respecting it like I should. You know, it was like people like my grandpa and my uncle. I was still like, had a problem with authority. So I didn't even think the military would work out because I really had a problem with authority. You know, sometimes when you see something, it's your way, you feel like your way is the right way. But that's not really how life is. Because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, everybody has different perspectives on life and business or whatever. You, with marketing, may think your way is the best way, but he may think his way is the best way. The goal isn't to be like, hey, you do what I say and you do what I say, but to come together and be like, let's come up with the biggest play, the biggest plan, you know? So I probably would have been a lot more elevated at an earlier age rather than starting, you know, at 30, 35 now. So, you know, rather than starting late, sooner would have been a lot better. I didn't read books. I didn't value reading books. Go read a book. I'm like, no, what the fuck? I'm not reading no book. Like, I'm trying to go hoop, or I'm trying to go play golf, or, you know what I mean? I'm trying to go do something, you know? So, yeah.
It's actually interesting, bro, because, you know, single mom, you don't respect authority. Kind of same thing with me. You respect authority. You're raised by your dad.
Yeah.
You respect authority. You're raised by your dad. I wonder if that's like a correlation.
That's interesting.
Without having like a dad figure, you have no authority in a sense, so you don't really respect it.
That might be.
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
No, that's heavily possible because a lot of people that are in my same situation, right? It's because of that. Like they didn't have a father figure growing up. They didn't have that. I'm seeing my mama struggle. I'm like, damn, I'm about to go hit the block. We're going to make some money.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to make sure this stuff, you know what I mean? The lights are staying on. You know, the water's staying on. We're going to make sure it's good. Like, I'm going to do what I got to do. I'll risk anything behind my family, bro. I'll die behind my family. Like, my daughter, my wife, all my daughters and my wife, I will die behind them, bro. Because, like, that's all that matters to me. That is my world. My world is that. So, if everything outside of my world, if we're friends, partners, and things like that, I value you. I value the same way. If I can invite you into my home, I value the same way. But if you're not on the same type of time as me, like I don't do the clubbing and all that. I just, it's not that I cut you off. I just don't do what you do. You know, I'm on a different mindset. You know what I mean? I just don't do that. And it's not because I don't like you or because I'm hating on you. We're just different. You know. But everybody that had, you know, from that standpoint, a lot of my friends, it's the same way. They're exactly the same. You know. Problem with authority, but they didn't have a father, you know what I mean, growing up.
Because I think Eric was raised by his mom too, right?
Correct.
I don't know. That was
Eric was
interesting.
raised by his grandparents. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
true,
right.
true.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Eric, but all my friends, this is speaking from experience, that was raised by their grandparents, them kids was bad as hell, like bad. Anytime they're like, oh, if they're always with their grandparents, them kids was super bad. I'm talking about, and that's just my experience from where I'm from. It may be different,
Yeah,
but
because
yeah,
grandparents
like,
are gonna be nice, man.
Yeah,
They're not gonna like
They already
they're
did done
nice.
that, bro.
Yeah.
They're done with that.
yeah, they're super nice. I love. Respect my grandparents. I got away with a lot of stuff from my grandparents. Like I'm at the house, like my mom's like trying to make me do chores and stuff.
And you call them up.
I swear, bro, I promise you, my grandma lives across the street, right? Back home, I grew up in a trailer park. I grew up in the hood, you know what I mean? In a trailer park, bro. One way in, one way out. Bro, we got to make it. You got to do what you got to do. My grandma stayed right across the street. And my mom would, you know, be trying to hit me with the chore list. Like, hey, I need the clothes folded. And I'm like, dang, call grandma. Grandma, can you come help me fold the clothes? She'll pull up, fold the clothes. My mama think I did it the whole time. Didn't even snitch. My grandma's solid, bro. Yeah. So that's life, bro.
Bro, you know grandma folding ain't the same as our folding, bro.
I
Your
know.
mom definitely knew.
Oh, yeah, she probably knew for sure. She was like, nah, bro, this is way too perfectly folded. Like, definitely.
Let me ask you, what do you feel like you learned from the streets that you implement still to this day?
Man, just the grind, the hustle, like the clock just don't shut off, bro. Like just, it's like, I feel like I never want anybody to be taking money or something that was mine, right? So like just the constant drive of hustling, the motor never cuts off, bro. If somebody hits me up at, I mean, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and they ready to buy, I'm getting up. You know what I mean? I'm doing that. I'm not like, hey, these are not my business hours. Man, I'm a hustler, bro. If I'm up and I see it come through, I'm taking it. You know what I mean? Like that's just, and I felt like that's how it was earlier too, growing up. Like it's the same thing. Like I gotta be the first one getting it. I gotta be the only person that has whatever I have. You know what I mean? Like that's what I was saying. Then the respect, so I know how to respect people. Like I know how to respect people's territories or business. If you put it in that world, you know what I mean? Like I know how to respect your territories or something. Like I wouldn't be, if all the connections I have of like whatever, I wouldn't be trying to market when y'all do marketing and y'all grow businesses and scale them. Like I'm not gonna try to take that role. It's the same thing in that world. I'm not, hey, that's your clientele. I'm not fooling with it. I got this is me. I'm good. You know what I mean? Do your thing. Like so, and it's kind of the same thing in this world. Like, man, I'm not trying to outdo the next person or none of that. I'm trying to partner up and see how we can make a bag together. I've never looked at like that competition. We're on a golf course though, it's competition. Or like the basketball court, it's competition. Or things like that, you know, it's competition. But like when it comes to business, I'm super respectful about what everybody's moves in and what they got going. Cause I run a business and I understand how important that is.
But things like on a street, the consequence of, you know, tapping into someone else's market is a lot more, you know,
risky for sure.
While like with us, it's like, okay, it's online, like leave a bad review, right?
Yeah.
So like, that's one thing I do respect on the streets, where like, you kind of grow up knowing the side effects of messing with someone else's life or business or stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Where like nowadays, everything's online, everyone's soft. Like you tap in someone's market, it's like, okay, let me do a YouTube video about you, you know?
Yeah.
So like, I don't think that respect is really that strong unless you grew up in the streets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know?
100%.
Because people will be like on our team and be like, I'm gonna start my own agency, you know? And it's like, I taught you everything.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, facts.
So it's like, where's the respect?
Yeah. I see on that. See, that kind of note is kind of sometimes maybe because we're different niches, remember, different perspectives. So like I had a run in like a similar situation of this, and I'm gonna tell you my thought and then his thought and then how we made it work, right? I'm not gonna discuss the business that it is because I can't, but he had something, right? I was kind of like a sales rep for him. I was just out selling. Same thing. That's what I enjoy doing. I love selling. I love talking to people. I love communicating with people, figuring you out. You know what I mean? Putting the science together and being like, how can I add value to you, or how can I help you? You know what I mean? Like the golf situation, right? You dress the part, but you probably, if you feel like you can't play good, you can't play good. But me, I'm like, damn, I can play. I feel like, let me give you some, you know, let's play together and get your swing right, and now you can, you know what I mean? So I look at it as that way. So I was selling for him, right? Selling the product, going crazy. I grabbed like 50, 60 customers within like, man, I'm talking about probably less than a month. Maybe around 45-day area, made a lot of money. He put me on residual. And then something happened with the system, right? The system failed, it crashed, whatever we want to call it, right? And then the customers that I had brought are like in a disarray because I brought them a product and this product is not giving them the results or giving them the value that I expressed. So now, and this is 2 weeks go by. So I was like, well, shit, I know how to do it. I know everything I need to do to start my own. It's obviously not a pressed issue to him. I value things that I'm behind. I value my Turo business, you know, my mentorship. I value all that stuff, bro, because I'm dedicated and I'm passionate about what I do. My name's on it. I care about my name. I care about my reputation and things like that. So, oops, I'm sorry. Damn.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, so actually, since I had got the game, I just went out and I connected with the top source because I talk to people. I'm cool with people, you know what I mean? That's just what I do. So I connected with the top source from another similar thing, but it's another. They do the same. It's just a different service. You know what I mean? Same thing, just like content. You do content. This guy does content. Okay, this one is not working and it's making me look bad. I'm gonna go here. So I started my own. blew it up, went crazy. And then he felt the way because he was like, man, I put you on. I taught you the game, boom, boom, boom. And I think it's, it's fucked up that you doing that and shit like that. And I was like, my point that I was trying to do was like, bro, I got a name on the line. I brought people to this product and they believed in me as a client. And then we're not producing what we said we were going to produce. So I had to do what I have to do to, one, protect the credit of my name. I was at the railroad at the time. So I was trying to leave the railroad and focus only on that. That brings in 6 figures a year consistently, subscription based every single month. Every single year. So, well, subscription every month. But yeah, so I was like, I had to do what I had to do to make it work. The whole thing was like, he was just worried about the competition. He thought that I was like going to go steal his clients, out promote them, things like that I was gonna mess with my pricing compared to his. And I was like, bro, we got 2 different audiences. I don't give a shit about your people. Matter of fact, if I go in their house and they got your product, I say, okay, cool. I kind of do a check in on you. I'm like, okay, everything good? You've been taken care of? You solid? Okay, boom. If not, I know the owner over there. I can link y'all up and make sure y'all are good. That way you're taken care of. But I think he was focused on like the competition aspect of it, and I wasn't trying. I don't never try to compete, bro.
That's
and
the
then,
street respect you were talking about.
and then guess what? Right now we're partners. Like we have the same. Basically, I go through him now. He was able to beat out this person that was charging me a certain price for what I had, and he was like, I can beat them all day long if you use me. Used him, switched all my customers over. Boom. Now we're there. But a year of gap of like beef and like unnecessary comments and confrontations and like don't even hoop together no more, things like that. All that stuff stopped. I'm like, bro, you looking way too deep into this shit. I'm not out here to steal clients. Got my own clients. My audience is different than your audience, your audience, and your audience. It doesn't matter. People so focused on that. And then, so that's kind of why my belief on it. But the difference is if like the slanderings happen, you know what I mean? Like, so if I was out there discrediting him and choose me because I'm better than him, that's a whole different ball game. I never did that. And he probably thought that I was doing that. So that's what made it uneasy.
Because a lot of people in this space actually do that. Like, we know a lot of people that will do that. You know what I mean? Like,
But they
just
do
to
it on
be able to-
purpose just for clout nowadays. Because they ride, like they do it all the time. Like with like the big people in marketing, the way you like get views on YouTube is talking shit about someone else.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't even want to talk shit, but they do it to drop their name.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
To get
some
the
other
views.
people, especially when it comes to this situation where like you have partnered with someone and then they fuck you over and then like you go badmouth them just because you don't want people to go there, you know? And I feel like this is honestly like super self-insecure, and that shows how like whenever I see someone is talking bad about the other person, I just feel like you're not confident enough in your product.
Exactly.
Like I don't talk shit about my competitors because I know where I stand in my market. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
facts.
Like I'm okay. You can
Raw
go try-
faces a lot of that too, bro.
and
Because
I'm okay, bro. I love when my clients leave me and go to someone else. Like I love it because they come back crawling.
Mad.
Bro. I'm
Yeah, they
so
mad.
serious. Like they fucking always happens, bro. Whenever they leave, I will advise them. I was like, hey guys, if you guys think the price point is not for you, please go try someone else, and you're gonna
and
know
see what
why I'm charging this much. You know what I mean? And they always go.
And I
they
heard
always
about
come
you.
back.
I know your stuff is fire. Like
Thank you,
I know it
appreciate
is. I've seen it myself, and then from other people, like I've like peeped the game. Like okay, yeah, bruh is locked in. Like
yeah. So whenever I see someone like I'm feeling like they're doing something better, I don't try to hate on them or see like how they are doing it. I'm not gonna tap into your market till I know how for sure I can do it better than you.
Yeah.
And then I'm tapping in your market again. I will see you and I smile in your face because I know like I have a better product than
Right.
you. And whoever gets your product, he can't afford mine. That's the only reason he's working with you.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
that's how I
100%.
look at it. So
that's a good, and that's obviously a good that's a good direction to look at it, because at the end of the day, the client is gonna do what the client does to feel like value, like, you know what I mean? Like to feel good,
Yeah.
to feel good. I don't know the right word to use there, but like
Right.
the client is going to go with what the
Feel
client
smart.
feels is better for them.
Feel smart, yeah.
Yeah. Us on this end, right? On my end, I'm not like, damn, that's a shitty client, or that's like no, like you just said, no, there's nothing out there better. And two, at the end of the day, I don't need you per se. I'm hustling. That's an L that I'm not worried about. I'm going on to the next one. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I don't waste time. And like, yeah, I do. I'm not saying I don't have a follow-up strategy. I do have a follow-up strategy, but once they run it through that flow and it's just there, it's dead. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm on to the. I'm not gonna sit here. Damn, and put so much time and effort on trying to get this one guy when I can just speak to like 100 more people in
100%.
one
There's a lot
time.
of fish in the sea.
Yeah. And people get so, I don't know if maybe their algorithms make them think that like like I gotta do, like there's so much out there. It's the fucking internet. There's so much out there. There's so many more people. All you gotta have is a irresistible offer, bro. You gotta offer and you can provide a service that's quick. I mean, it speaks for itself.
I mean, I think that business is like a sport. You know what I mean? Like when you jump on the basketball court, like everybody's gonna be against you. I mean, obviously you're in a team, but like everybody's technically like the opposite team is against you, and it's that like back and forth. And I think business is the same thing. Like I'm sure there's a bunch of content teams that are trying to take your clients and discredit you and XYZ. And I mean, same concept with us. And I think it's a sick sport, and I love it, bro.
The thing, actually, I love this
that's pretty
analogy
fire,
a lot
too.
because like it's all about the team too. It's not even about the players anymore. Because for example, the reason why we are winning here as a team, because we have a strong ass fucking team.
Bruh.
You know what I mean? Like I can Slack this month, they fucking pick me up. Next month they can Slack and someone else will pick them up. Like we have the best PR company in Tampa. We have the best content team in Tampa. We have the best marketing agency in Tampa, and all our partners. Guess what, Eric? The fastest growing insurance company in the nation. And blah blah blah. So the whole team is good. Like we don't
solid,
care.
bro.
So like this is what I'm saying. Like imagine like you have like a new quarterback that's amazing or whatever. It's the same exact idea. Like we always have to recruit better people. Even when our students like. We always try the good students, we're going to pick you. You're going to be on the sub right here because we might not be able to provide the service right now because it's cheap, but we're going to give it to you. And one day you're going to be as big as us and you're going to play in the big league. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so even I love this analogy because even if there's a lot of people are like against you in a different team, but you always have that support of your own team. Like sometimes I'm not doing well. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm going through like, okay, my baby just got born. I'm busy with this and that. They always catch me, you know what I mean? Like, hey, we got you this client. Hey, we referred this person. Hey, you need to wake up and do this and do that. You know what I mean? I love this analogy, actually. We need to do a reel about that one.
Just clip this, bro.
Yeah, I love this. Yeah,
that's for sure. That's fire, bro.
But what else have you been into, like, other than, I saw that you said you have a little bit of Airbnb, Turo.
Yeah, so to be honest, like I've switched like solely my focus on clients, bro. Like just making sure that I can build them. I want them, at the end of the day, I care about who's on the other side. Like, and if I have a system and a way and a strategy that works, right? I have a blueprint to follow. I want you to follow that. I want you to take action and follow it. So at the end of the day, that's what I've solely been focusing on. Like we sold our Airbnb and stuff. Like I've obviously transitioned vehicles in the fleet to other parts because I want to focus on just this. I want to focus on making sure that I have a strong community, right? That is just dropping value every single day. That's changing people's lives. It doesn't matter what it is. My community's different, bro. My community's different. I'm telling you. So, what I do is on the school platform is Let's Go Hustle. When I go speak to these, I speak to military veterans a lot and active duty military. Every single month I speak to them. And every time I speak, about 50 to 70 clients join my community. But these clients are coming from all over. They're from everywhere. They might be interested in Turo. They might be interested in credit repair. They might be interested in business funding. They might be interested in content creation. They might be interested in marketing. But if I have a platform, right, that I'm able to give everybody the game on the sauce out of everybody I know, that comes back to the part where we was just saying how you're a team, right? Damn, I know somebody that needs marketing. Well, hell, who do I know? A male and Christian. You know what I mean? Same thing. Content creation, it's the same thing. I actually do know a guy who does content creation. Let me send him over here. So it's more about that. It's more of one of those communities. We won't even charge for it. It's free, bro. Because I really like truly believe that's just what I believe, bro. Just giving game, giving value, and people appreciate that stuff more, especially if they can go out and do it. They're seeing it done. Like we giving them the blueprint.
For me, like your connection Rolodex, like on your contacts list on your phone, is the equivalent of what used to be your credibility on your follower count. Because now followers, like 90% is BS, you know what I mean? Like never gonna be a customer, never gonna be anything. So I think like your Rolodex is really like your new net worth in a sense.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty way to paint the picture too at the same time, because everybody, I mean, you got 20, 30, 40, 50, 60,000 followers. That doesn't mean all of them are buying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it means at any point they could buy, as long as you just keep putting out great content and great stuff like that, building their trust, right? You're building your Rolodex. You're making them like, damn, you guess what, man? I done seen this dude drop this gem 40, 50 times, man. I gotta buy. It's too much wins. There's too much going on, too much motion. I gotta buy. So from that aspect, I'm building up my Rolodex, bro. Like, I got to. Like,
I mean, I see you in Tampa. You're posting stories with old people that are located here.
Yeah.
You're like building your
yeah,
local.
for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely I'm a firm believer of that. Like, creating partnerships and not competition, bro. I don't care about, you know what I mean? I don't care about what you got to do your part at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, you got to know that you're the best at I don't care how you do it. If I send you a client, just take care of him. I'm gonna send you a warm client. Like, he's gonna be warm. It's never gonna be a cold client. And then take care of him. So I believe in that, and I believe that I would be taken care of in a sense as well. It doesn't have to be in income or revenue or anything like that. It just has to be like, hey, when I need something, just do a favor for a favor, bro. That's just only gonna make it better. Only gonna make it stronger. Only gonna make it like, you know what I mean? That's how I rock, bro. I rock like that because I know I can win. I know what I can do. I mean. It's just time and time again, bro. And you never know the value that I can bring somebody. I might bring somebody that wants to do content and he's got a $3K budget or something like that. And then he sees you because he's already warm. And now you can go ahead and upsell it for $8K. Yeah. Like, it's already, and then I know you're going to look out on the end. That's common sense. Why would you not? Like, oh, thanks, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. Here's a follow on it. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's going to come back. So I just keep doing. I just keep going. I leverage all kind of things. If you got a business, right? If you got something like you got an offer, right? Or something that you're trying to sell and you can't push it to where you need to because of credit is holding you back or funding holding you back, come through. Talk to me, bro. I'll get you right. Just get me right. Do something for me. Like, you know what I mean? And the money's going to be there. It doesn't matter. Why would I pay, right? Like, why would I, especially if we done built a relationship to where we're friends, partners, and like, oh, we got to, like, there's a good vibe. What's the difference in if I pay this person for that service, right? But I send them a client that he's just going to turn back and pay like that. That's just pointless transactions at this point. Here's $5K. Okay, thanks for that. Here's $5K back. Like, why not? You need credit. This guy needs content. Boom. Make the connection.
No. I totally and like, I totally believe in what you're saying right now, especially because I feel like we always talk about providing value to our customers, but we never talk about providing value to our partners. So the way we provide, I mean, this is something that we all do here is like, again, if you know, like I get some people, for example, that they would be asking for content and I will literally turning them down. I'll be like, content is not going to change your business. You need paid ads. You need advertisement. You know what I mean? Content is not going to help you. You know what I mean? After you do the paid ads and you make some more money, you need some content to make you look credible on the internet. So sometimes I turn them down and I send them there and I don't expect a commission or anything like that from my partners in general. Because, for example, one of the things, actually, when I want to build a rapport with someone in the business world, what I do is randomly, for example, like Christian Hernandez, one of the guys I follow. I saw his story and I was like, you know what? I want to build a relationship with this guy. What I go is I go look up his Google business and I just leave him a review randomly. He knows who I am. We never talked except like once or two times, but he would be like, oh, bro, thank you so much for leaving that review. I'm like, this is something like, it's not even like a big thing. It's just a review that took me 2 seconds. But the idea that he gets a notification on his phone, Raw Media just posted like a review for you and out of nowhere, we didn't even have a talk or a conversation. That just makes sure that like he knows that I'm here and I like what he's doing. I respect what you have. You know what I mean?
Same thing. It's that's what I was saying earlier. You know, I really never want anything in return. I just expect someone to kind of be like me. It don't have to be revenue. It don't have, like I was saying, it doesn't even have to be money, nothing like that. Like, damn, hey, bro, the fucking kids they got to be picked up from school and I'm over here at a Mel's. Can you grab the kids? That's a favor. That's something that you trust your partners and your friends and things to do. Like, that's what I be on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, 100%. Hey, that's just my game. That's my value.
What is the next steps for you?
Man, to be honest, man, I'm really trying to I'm trying to touch a milli, bro. I'm trying to touch a milli. I definitely like
in a year. Is that like 12 months?
Yes,
or?
bro. Like
you mean
from
revenue, or
from
you
when
mean?
I go full all, man. Because I already have about, to be honest, about asset. I'm close to like $500,000 assets out there. So the profile itself is solid for that. But like, yeah, like earn revenue, 1 milli. That's where I'm trying. I've been at 6 for a long time. I mean, working for the railroad, you're making 6 figures. You know what I mean? People think that 6 figures is I mean, it is hard to obtain, right? It is hard to obtain, but the same struggles that people that make six figures have is the same struggles that the people that make 50,000 a year, 20,000 a year. Everybody has the same struggles. So the goal is just to keep growing.
Yeah,
so right now,
it's like same amount of struggles, it's just different struggles.
It's different struggles, different tax brackets, different cost of living, different lifestyles. Everything is the same, but in that world of like, you know what I mean? So I just want, I've six figures been a while, bro. I'm trying to get into the 7-figure area.
Nah, you're on the
I'm
way,
trying to
bro.
make sure my family's good, bro. I'm trying
What
to
are
make
you
sure
gonna do different to get to that goal though?
things like this, bro. Come meet people with you know what I mean, the Tampa area. They got power in the Tampa area. Come speak to people, come talk to people, come drop gems and give value and things that like every conversation can be valued. It doesn't matter if the dude has 1,000 followers on Facebook or Instagram or whatever it may be, or 1 million. You're gonna get value from that person. So that value can be implemented in something that was said or something that makes you spark and pique interest. Like, damn, it clicked. You never know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And like, so I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm gonna hop on events. You know what I mean? And show like, hey, this is how I think, and this is what you should do, and this is the blueprint. This is it. Credit. Bro, credit and funding is the play. That is the play. It never ends. It is unlimited, bro. It's undefeated and unlimited. So if you got that in line, you can do anything you want to do. And some people don't even have the profile built up to go walk in and Chase or Truist and get approved for a 100K credit card, one time go, first approval. You know what I mean? People don't. So we really like that is my goal, to make sure that I'm staying on top of that, making sure that credit is good so that I can get more stuff. Man, Eric motivated me, to be honest, bro. That spot is a dope ass spot. Seeing all the dope ass whips outside, like that's the kind of shit that I'm like pushing to. You know what I mean? This castle, I'm pushing for shit like this. Like I got a mini castle. I'm trying to get a big castle. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. So that's and just hustling, consistent networking, consistent partnerships is gonna happen naturally, bro. It's gonna happen naturally. I know guys that need content and marketing right now. You know what I mean? Like it's that type of.
Send them my way, bro.
Yeah.
Do my favor, bro.
Yeah.
I want to dive like deeper into how to make money with Turo, because like I really want to give like our audience some gems. So like I'm gonna ask you a lot about the credit repair. I'm gonna ask you about like the debt to income like ratio to actually get a lot of cars. How much like can people actually make with Turo, stuff like that. So like my first question is, I know you said you got like 20 cars or something like that back to back. How do you get 20 cars when I get that you can wipe off the hard like inquiries, but still it racks up on your debt? So if you're making $7K a month at a regular job, how do you get to 20 cars?
So the play is you got to buy them like before the credit bureaus hit them.
So when is that?
Usually the credit bureaus report every 30 days. So if you run up your fleet, like you got to already have your number and know what you're going to do before you even get into it.
Yeah, so you get 20 cars in 30 days?
You be aggressive, bro. You be aggressive, bro. I went and bought the first round that was with me, with myself. I went and got 10. Then as time went, I learned I did it wrong. I was like, damn, they're on my personal.
First round? What does that mean? Like one day, just like 10 whips?
Yeah, like one day I bought the Kia Telluride. The next day I bought 2 Teslas. I bought a Tesla Model 3 Performance and a Tesla Model S. So I had those. The next day I went and bought a Range Rover. Like I was just back to back to back to back, because the credit bureaus don't see it until it reports. So you can run the whole play up, right? But your credit has to be in line. Don't forget that. You just can't do it if you sit where you sitting right now. 100%. You probably not 100%. There's some, you know what I mean? There's people with good credit. I'm not gonna sleep, but literally over like, I think the number's like 93% of Americans have bad credit. So that's
what
why
should
I
be
say
their credit?
Man, and I don't want people to think about the score, right? A lot of people focus on the score. It matters. The profile is what matters. So
true.
the credit bureau, they don't like to see, they like to see perfect payment history. They like to see a good credit age, that you've had stuff for some time. You know what I mean? From the first thing that you bought into now. They like low inquiries. Usually with like less than 3 hard inquiries, you can go run up some money. But when you get at that 5 area, if you're not doing it pop, back to back, you're gonna get hit. So they like to see that. And obviously your utilization has to be down. Everybody as business owners probably have high utilization. And if you say you don't, you're lying, because I'm a business owner. My utilization is pretty high, but that's because I have like on the personal side of me, I don't have a lot of, because I didn't do it right? So I don't have a lot of personal credit on my side. I got like that one card, which is like 20K. So I mean, I rack that shit up real quick. I rack it up real quick, get the utilization down. Statement date come around, I move the money from here to there. Now, after the statement date hits for the credit bureau, my utilization's back down to 0. I just run the play that way. But I mean, technically, I got to put that 18K back over there. You know what I mean? Like that's a gem too. So the bureaus only look at the statement date. So if you got a $10,000 credit card right over here that's maxed out, and you're getting your scores low, right? Your profile, everything is solid on your profile to go get funding, but your utilization, it's know the statement date of that card. So once you know the statement date of that card, you can move the money from, doesn't matter where, from whatever account to put the 10K there. It's only going to be for the couple days. So the statement date hits, the credit bureaus reflect 0. You can liquidate the money right back out. It doesn't matter. That's the gem. That's how you finesse the utilization. It's your money. You're just bop, bop, bop. You know what I mean? So that's the play on that. But the whole profile, if the whole profile is good, you go run the play. I went and got 10 cars and ran it up. Then that's where I was like, damn, I should have put it on my business, LLC. I should have put it, you know what I mean? I should have been more strategic. I should have had more funding doing it. So yeah, you can buy 5, 10, 20 cars in a week. It doesn't matter.
What kind of cars do you recommend?
From my standpoint right now, when I came in, my market was a little different. I wanted to steal my market with it didn't have exotics. It didn't have like luxury cars. It was basically economy, like like maybe 8 or 9 like Ford Focuses and like Kia Fortes. And I'm thinking from the mindset of like, damn, if I'm on vacation, man, I'm not trying to rent a Kia Forte. You know what I mean? That's just me personally. If you do your thing, if that's you, but that's not me. I want to be in something nice. I'm already on vacation. I'm renting something in a place I don't know. I'm trying to be seen in something nice. So I decided to go opposite of my market. But I mean, it worked for me. It worked. Be ready to hustle and be ready to be strategic with things. If you go that route, because it is a risky route. I take risks. That's what I do. But as of right now, with where the market and everything's at, I would go about 3 to 4 like economy cars with cheap payments. Focus on your monthly payments. You want your monthly payments to be as low as possible because that's how low you can make your daily rate to make money. So I would go like 3 to 4 economy, maybe 1 luxury, 1 or 2 luxury cars, and then the biggest play is like putting the dream car in there. Put whatever you want to be your dream car in there, because at a minimum, at least all these cars can pay for what you're driving. True. That debt is no longer your debt. You know what I mean? If you got a $5,000 Lambo payment, I mean, and you generate 5,000 over here, you drove for free. You still made 5,000. People be so greedy to put it in their pocket. No, everybody else paid for you to drive a Lambo. You know what I mean? Business as a whole, assets that pay to make.
But how does a beginner do that? Because like from my knowledge, like because we did Turo back in 2020, he did it with an i8, I did it with an F-Type. There used to be a limit of like 200K of what the car value is in order for Turo to insure it, and Lambos are more than that. So
now
like
they changed it.
Yeah,
Did they?
Yeah, that whole thing
It was
is
like 6 months ago or so.
Yeah, Turo's like, bruh, one, they're like the most rapid growing car sharing platform there is out there. They're about to put Avis and I'm not gonna say they're probably gonna put them out of business, but they're definitely about to be in the back burner. Like, I mean, Turo's in France now. It's already in the UK. It's in Canada. Like, they trying to take this bitch over. You know what I mean? When it comes to the car sharing platform. So yeah, that's been updated. Now they got to put deposits down and stuff. Like if I wanted to rent your vehicle or something, like I'm gonna have to put a deposit down and go through a thing before I can even.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
So like that, but I mean, as far as like them upgrading their intentions are to make sure us as hosts, if we do host on the platform, are good. They've got the best intentions for us, not the client.
Sometimes, bro.
He's making me want to put the Lambo on there now. No, I'm playing.
Cause like,
put it on there.
I had some like headaches with them. Like I had one car totaled. It was a Porsche. They covered that, but like whenever it was like scratches or dings or stuff like that, sometimes they won't cover it.
Yeah, that is usually a problem on Turo. Like, sometimes they classify a lot of things as wear and tear when like, damn, like I got door dinged. You know what I mean? It wasn't wear and tear. But if you were locked in on them pictures, bro, like locked in, like you really got to take some super good pictures, picture everything, just go around snapping. It doesn't matter. Snap everything that you can get. That's the more protection that just gives yourself a little bit more protection. Like, you know what I mean? You're covered more. So I was able to win a lot of claims just because I had the proper, if you go out front, side, back, side, you know what I mean? Of course not. But I'm like, I just literally walk and click. I just click. The whole time I'm walking around the car, click. It doesn't matter.
I didn't know that when you upload pictures on Turo, it picked up the timestamp of the picture in your phone. I just thought it was the timestamp of whenever you upload it. So like I would just use the same photos. Every single time.
Yeah, they're gonna hit you off that.
When the Porsche got totaled, they were like, yeah, these pictures were taken like 6 months ago. And I was like, damn. But she was like, the driver like acknowledged that she crashed the car.
Yeah. I'll do that too.
I never thought about that.
I will do that too. So like anytime there's an incident or like something going on, I always write them like in the chat. That way they can tell on themselves. And I'm like, okay, at the end of the day, like you wrecked my car. You know what I mean? Now the pictures don't even have to be there because you just snitched on yourself, right? I don't do any conversations outside the platform. I talk everything in there unless I'm running like a quick private rental play. I'll hit them, text them, you know, hey, I'll let you extend for this. They're trying to charge you this, but we make some money. That's how I ran up a bag too. Just so much private renting and so much plays in between. Like I got a daily extension that got an automation that hits them. Like about 75% of their trip is done. Automated message. It's like, and it's at that time frame to where like when you extend, you gotta pay. That's when the automation comes in and it's like, hey, hope you enjoyed your vacation, whatever you're doing. Today and today only, you can extend your trip for 50% off. Just click modify the trip, boom, 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 boom. So they're gonna tell me, and I tell them you'll get. When I text them, if they say extend, and I say push extend if you want to take advantage of this, they type extend. Then I get off the platform. I go send them like another automated text that's like, hey, we're gonna make $80 off of your extension. Turo fees don't matter. That's Turo. They ain't got nothing to do with me. It's $80. So I'm about to cash app you 40. So they'll extend. So I just made another $40. But they were gonna turn it in. If they would have never got that message, like people traveling or on vacation, they not pressed anyway. They're like, damn, I needed that. I'm rushing as it is. You know what I mean? So that thing worked like a charm. I ran up so much money that way as well.
Do you have a rule of thumb of how many days you got to rent a car to pay off the payment?
You talking about the monthly payment?
Yeah.
So what I do is I kind of like go off the 10% method, right? So if my note is $600, I'll try to $60 daily rate, and then I'll times it by 21. 21 is just a number that I've always used like on a monthly scale of like running businesses that run off monthlies. I'll do the 21. I think that take off all the weekends or something like that. And then that can kind of give me a ballpark of like, okay, what I could profit. And then I adjust from there depending on the booking rate of the vehicle. So if it's booking like crazy shit, I'm gonna jump it up. Because obviously it's there, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna test it. Go up to 65, go up to 68, and then when it stops booking, I'm like, okay, that's too high. This is too low. I don't let Turo do it for me. I do my own shit. You know what I mean? Okay, because they be lowballing the shit out of you, bro.
Shit.
So I don't do that automated. I figure it out, and I'm like, okay, boom, 67 is a good number. I'm a book out. You know what I mean? That's the play.
You know what I thought was so interesting about Turo is Amel actually made a fucking crazy move that I don't even know if he did it on purpose, but it paid off so well. So I think it was like 6 years ago or 5 years ago, Amel had an i8 and it was wrapped in chrome gold.
I think I've seen it. I've seen it on
craziest color you've ever seen. Like if you put that i8 and literally like a 2023 Huracan next to each other,
the i8's killing.
Bro, the i8's getting the attention.
That's
100%. Like, dude, we used to have people follow us and honk their car. Like, we never have that happening with the Lambos or anything like that.
Yeah. It's that rap.
Bro, so there was other i8s on Turo for like 200, 250 bucks a day. And they were getting some rentals here and there. Bro, Amel's was like 460 a day. And it was booked out.
Yeah. It
was a crazy play.
So that's another thing that I was gonna say, like before I actually obviously transitioned into doing what I did on myself, like doing it to getting my wife right and other family members, sisters, brother, you know what I mean, putting everybody on. That's like why I wanted a little bit more credit leverage coming in, because I was like, man, I can see, all right, there's 3 white i8s on the market. They're all pulling in about $200 a day. So let me not be the same with a bland ass black or white
Yeah.
i8. Let me throw a crazy wrap on it. That's probably going to cost some money. Why would I use the money that I'm generating from Turo, all my profit money, or my money that I'm working for to buy the i8 when I have access to credit? The credit is to optimize and, monetize your business. So swipe the credit card. Maybe it's 6 to 10K to put the wrap on there.
Yep.
Put the wrap on there and steal the market. Because like now you can literally put yours on there for 210, but because you have that fire ass wrap on it, they're gonna come to you and nobody else. So that's why it's good to have that backing. Like there's no point to generate all the revenue off of Turo, right? And then to you put the money back into your business, but like to right then and there, it's a car payment. It's every 30 days. So profit, car payment, things like that. You know what I mean? So sometimes there's not a lot enough. Like I can't get it wrapped this week. I didn't make 10K.
Yeah.
I made fucking 5K or I made 6K. You know what I mean? So that's just my boom. When I go crazy a month, I pay the credit down. Doesn't matter. I can hide the utilization. I just gave that game earlier, so it doesn't matter. Credit's undefeated, bro. I want people to realize that.
I feel like Turo like did change a lot because I was renting the i8 for like almost 500 like bucks a night. And now it's like what, 150 for i8? And even like the C8s are like going for cheap. A lot of cars are like really diluted because back in the day there weren't that many options,
Right. Those
So,
weren't
like,
on there.
Yeah, and considering that like car prices are even higher now and you're renting for lower, like the margin's a lot smaller. Because like I think my payment was like $700 a month for the i8. And there was a white one.
That's a good payment.
Yeah, it was because I think I got it for 55K.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to be
I think I put 10K down or something. But there was another white i8 and they had like 100 like trips. I was like, bro, I can definitely like outperform this one. So that's why I bought it. I was like, I'll list it for 300 just like they do. And I just kept on increasing it. And I had a lot of private people too.
You're gonna catch a lot of private on that.
You do because you like develop like a connection.
Yeah.
And I had this one guy. He was out in Orlando. He was in the music industry and stuff like that. And literally, whenever I was out of town for like a week or a month, I knew I couldn't like manage it. So I would just hit him up. I'd be like, "Yo, I'm out of town for 2 weeks. How much you gonna give me?" He'll be like 4K, 5K. I was like, "Done. Here you go."
That's fire.
So
that's fire. That's always that's what leads to you making more money actually on the Turo platform is the fact that you have. I mean, it's your asset. You can do what the fuck you want with it. You know. So if I want to take it off the platform, snooze it, and then go rent it out, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what. And then I have obviously I make sure that all my students have the same contracts and things that I have. That the money is actually off of the Turo platform, right? Because at the end of the day, people are paying. They're taking fees. It doesn't come out of yours. Like they got trip fees, which makes a guess maybe like, damn, trip fees are high as hell. I'm not trying to pay that. So it started with my Corvette. I had a Stingray on there, a C7 on there, and he sent me the screenshot. He was booking it. It was like $980 is what I would have made, but his trip fee was like $900. So he was like, bruh. He was like, "Is there anything you can do, man? They're taxing the shit out of me." And then I was like, "Okay, let me take this Turo to the next level. I created a contract that was legal. I have a process that they go through, like sending me their license, their current insurance, things like that. And then I was able to private rent to him, and now I'm in control of the pricing too, because I seen the trip fee at $900. I seen his that's $1,800. So I'm just like, hey, look, man, you give me $1,200. I'll let you get it for that 2 weeks or whatever, or a week or whatever it was that you needed it for. So then you can kind of put the ball back in your court. That's the thing about having the assets, right? The assets, you're in charge of them.
100%.
At the end of the day, you can be in charge of a break even or a win or a loss if you're not trying to make your business better. Like if you left your i8 on there for $300 a day every single day, and it was still on there right now for $300 a day, they're not going to rent it because they can go get the other one for $180. You know what I mean? So like people still got to be attached to what they're doing in order for it to work.
100%. You guys have more questions? I was going to wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
So I know there's a lot more questions I want to ask, but I want to leave some of that stuff to be answered within your community.
For sure.
Do you want to tell them where they can find your community?
Yeah. If you go to the school platform, SKOOL, I'm pretty sure it's on every device. Type in Let's Go Hustle. Go is spelled GEAUX, just like Louisiana, right? I'm from there. I gotta put it in the business and in the brand. So if you follow Let's Go Hustle on school, you will get access to the community for free. If you're on Instagram, you can follow me at official Trevor Calais, and also you can see everything that we got going on, the motion we have, and the connections and people that we're networking with and planning on doing business with and things like that. So don't get left behind when it comes to this credit, building a business, things like that. Credit and funding can put you in the doors with a lot of people, right? It can really help you, whether you need marketing and ads, whether you need content. It can put you in the situation to where you can really scale. So follow us. Let's go hustle, like I said, and then official Trevor Calais on Instagram, and I'll definitely make sure that you're taken care of.
So you guys see that we're here for you. You guys can make money through Turo. You guys can make money through an agency model. Whatever it is, join a community, learn from people that have done it, change their lives, because all it is just taking that one step, that one opportunity that you can completely change your life with. If you guys aren't following us on IG, follow us as well with Christian Jamal, Amel Kilich, Rai. You want Raw Media?
Raw Brahim.
I forget that he always has 5 accounts. But also subscribe to this channel. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you liked about this podcast, and we'll see you guys in the next one.